Right. I mean, it is definitely less stressful to mess up on yourself, but um, I can tell you it hurts more because you have to look at it every day. One and two, when you mess up on a tattoo, there's only one of two ways to mess up. Okay, you can either go too deep, or the line can be crooked. So doing one of those two things, going too deep hurts. And this was a knee tattoo, so I went too deep in a couple places. So that really hurts. In crooked lines, no one wants to see that shit. So it's like, those kind of things, but it honestly teaches you to move way slower, to be patient.
Yeah.
And that's something that I didn't have before I tattooed myself, was that patience, because I always wanted to just get it done and get it right and just put ink and skin and not really love the art of it in the process. And once I actually messed up on myself a few times, I was like, all right, Kev, slow down.
Mm-hmm.
We going, it's okay. You won't be here. This tattoo ain't going nowhere. It's just another day in the park.
Yeah.
And once you relax, but I've definitely messed up on people. It's just a part of the process, bro. But it's almost like being an athlete, bro. You gotta have short-term memory. It's like that's gone. You mess up, it's out of there. You gotta, either you can fix it, or you just gotta forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
And man, there was a tattoo that like made me feel like I just wanted to quit tattooing, bro.
What was
There
it?
was there was a tattoo, bro. I had a client come in, and this client was one of the most, I think it was one of the most character building moments for me, because I had a client that was a transgender man. So she was a woman before, and I was very surprised because she had a beard better than both of us. Well, he did. You know what I mean? Let's be
Yeah.
grammatically correct. He had a beard better than both of us. And it was like, wow, I wish I had that. You know,
Uh,
and he was a really cool person, and he was like, I want this tattoo of a motorcycle from my dad who passed away. And I was like, you know what, I got you, bro. Let's get it done. Let me see your design. I'm gonna draw it. Let's get it going. I drew the design, and man, I drew the design that he gave me, but the design wasn't as artistically demanding as it wasn't right for a tattoo. Okay. And I still drew it without the experience. This was all pure lack of experience. I just did this tattoo off of confidence. And that's the one that made me be confident going into a tattoo. You got to really know what you're doing. But I tattooed a helmet so black on that man, it wasn't even fixable. And the helmet wasn't supposed to be that dark, and it looked like he was like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, bro. Like he was sitting like this on a tattoo. It was bad. Like the proportion was off. It was just, I was like, man, I was upset. He was upset. The shop was upset. The whole experience had me sweating for weeks, man. It was rough. It was rough. But he came back in, and we had an artist. His name was June, and he fixed the tattoo for me. Um, and the dude was happy at the end. But man,
man.
that was like my first real mess up. My
Mm-hmm.
first real mess up, and it wasn't a mess. You can't fix that. It was a mess up you really, like, you can't fix in that moment. He had to heal. He had to sit with that. He had to show people this really black helmet on your skin that, like, it was, bro, like, I used the blackest ink I had, thinking I
Ah,
knew what I was doing. Oh, bro. Oh, man, I was so upset that day.
how did that
I
tattoo
just remember his
artist?
face.
How did that tattoo artist June fix it?
So once the tattoo healed, he was able to throw some white ink on the helmet and give it some dimension. So the helmet didn't look so flat. It gave it a lot of curve, gave it a lot of, like I said, dimension, and just made the tattoo look a lot more well rounded in a way that I just couldn't have done in that moment. Now I fully believe I could have killed that tattoo, but
Yeah.
this is, we're talking like, this was probably what I want to say, like, my fourth big tattoo, and like my like 12th tattoo total. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, it was humbling. That's for sure.
It reminds me of this one story. It's like nobody wants to be like, do you know what a cadaver is?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to be the cadaver
Yeah,
that like gets that
nobody
like
wants.
somebody fucks up on, you know? Nobody wants to. So it like
Right.
reminds me of that because it's like almost like tattoos like one art form where like because if you mess up on a painting or on a song, if you're recording a song or on a drawing or something in that realm, you could always fix it. But like when you're on someone's skin, like it's like, you know,
It's
I
another
feel like,
animal, man. It's another animal, bro.
yeah.
The scariest ones are the ones that are artists, man.
Hmm.
The scariest ones are the ones that draw already. The ones that create their own tattoos, the ones that will come in and say, "Oh yeah, I paint here, I do this, I do that."
Yeah.
Those are the scariest ones because they have that artistic eye just like you do. So they're gonna see things that are differently than you. They might see things that are off that you don't see that are off. They're gonna see things that you might think that are correct that are wrong to them because they're artistically sound just like you are. But it's just in their own direction.
Yeah.
So you have those clients, man, and they are the hardest to impress. But man, it's those they are the most fun to work with. I can say that. They take a little more love, which I do this because I love it, but you can tell when you're talking to another artist because they're very meticulous. They're very like, I want to see light here, dark here. I want to see bold here, thin here. And they're very, very specific about it, you know, and that's what makes it fun because those pieces are a lot of the pieces that I can actually throw on my Instagram first, you know. Rachel being an example, we kind of collaborated a little bit on it. She sent me a design that she liked. I redrew it. She loved it. I added some things. She loved it again. You know, we just kept going. And you know, I had clients before her. This guy, I don't know if you're familiar with like Japanese samurais, like the Shogun.